It's Friday, the 3rd of July, 2020. Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. More than 18,000 cases of COVID-19 in Ghana, nearly 400 new cases, and 117 people dead. COVID is real.
We will bury 5 at a go. We're going to bury more. We only want to alert the public. The COVID is real, and therefore protect yourself. Observe the national protocol measures to protect yourself, protect your family.
The news is live on Joy 99.7 and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra, Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions including Golu 91.7 FM Upper West, Bando FM Volta, Bishara Radio Northern, and Sky FM in the Bono region. Around the world, it is at myjoyonline.com. This morning, we are live from digital address GA0993341. Coming up, Deputy Trades and Industry Minister Carlos Ahinkra justifies decision to visit registration centers despite testing positive for COVID-19.
Even in speaking, my hands were folded in front of me. I was standing way away, even I was wearing my nose mask. I was standing way away from the people that I was talking to, and so.
Details as social media responds with anger. Also coming up, security officers in the Upper East region arrest a Togolese man attempting to acquire a voter's ID card. Stay for details, as we are told he had 2 persons guaranteeing for him.
Also coming up in business, Chief Executive of Ghana Investment Promotion Center warns laws restricting retail markets to indigents reviewed, insisting current investment climate does not support such regulations. We have details in 15 minutes.
Also coming up, police in Central Region Town Kaswa beef up security in the Iron City electoral area after an assemblyman there was allegedly assaulted by macho men at the registration center.
Before I could say Jack, the boys that were with him pounced on me, started beating me up. I have a swollen face with a swollen eye.
I am Maxwell Agbagba. Thanks for your time. Let's start from the camp of the NPP. Deputy Trades and Industry Minister Carlos Ahinkra has justified his decision of visiting registration centers in his constituency this week despite testing positive for COVID-19. Speaking on our sister station Asempa FM, the Tema West MP stated he adhered to all the safety protocols and was not reckless.
Okay. And then Tuesday, I decided to just pass through and see how some of the centers were operating.
But at the time, you knew your test results. So what tested positive?
Oh yes, of course. But it didn't mean that I couldn't go out because by that time my test result was last week. So and after 1 week or so, according to my health directors, I could step out. Be careful with my nose mask and social distancing and not touch anybody. And so I am very, very certain about that one. Because look, I was on social media and you would see even in speaking, my hands were folded in front of me. I was standing way away, even I was wearing my nose mask. I was standing way away from the people that I was talking to.
Well, Deputy Trades and Industry Minister Carlos Ahinkra there. Joseph, we understand this has generated some anger on social media.
Yes, Maxwell, and so it's trending. It's in the trends on Twitter. Number 2, Muntombo the poet tweets, "Hello, Nana Akufo-Addo. One of your deputy ministers, Carlos Ahinkra, who has tested positive for the virus, went to a registration center ignoring protocols. He has passed on the disease. Is this what you want? I guess not. Kindly fire him for this is unacceptable." Another tweet here by Content Nyame says, "Carlos Ahinkra does not deserve to be in parliament." And final one here says, Carlos Ahinkra tested positive and decided to go to the registration center. He values the voters' registration than the lives of his constituents. This is coming from Eldad.
So my colleague Joseph Akable with some commentary on social media. Well, the MP and Deputy Minister has been sharing the last moments he had with former General Secretary of the NPP, Kweju Sir John, at the isolation center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. He says the former CEO of the Forestry Commission did not appear sick. Some tributes have been pouring in for the for Sir John. The Laura MP and former National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Anthony Kabo, says the NPP will win the 2020 elections to honor the memory of Sir John. Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Charles Uredu also says Sir John is irreplaceable.
I was the Director of International Affairs when Sir John was the General Secretary of the party. He's a very kind person, kind at heart, ready to help, and it's a big loss. It's a big. When I got the news yesterday that this has happened, I was wow. When he was appointed the CEO of the Forestry Commission, anytime I visited him, you saw scores of party people who were ready to be assisted by Sir John, and he didn't, discriminate. He helped MPP people, even those in the NDC. He helped some. I think that is a great loss to the party. Sir John is irreplaceable.
Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Charles Uridu eulogizing Sir John. Now to the Upper East region, where security officers have arrested a Togolese man attempting to acquire a voter's ID card. According to the Ghana Immigration Service, the officers at the Puli Makum border post joined the police for the operation, which was based on a tip-off. Winston Anwar joins me with details of a statement issued by the Ghana Immigration Service. Winston, what does it say?
Well, so Maxwell, the statement says that Bogili Kwasi Kampe, who used the name Iyaro Kosi for the registration exercise and was waiting in the queue for his photograph to be taken, admitted in an interrogation that he entered the country through an approved route. It was also revealed that Mr. Kampe had two persons guaranteeing for him to get his name into the Ghanaian voters register, and he's been handed over to the police, and investigations are ongoing to apprehend the two guarantors.
Those are sounds of residents numbering more than 20 attempting to prevent two men from fighting. This was after the assemblyman for Kaswa Iron City electoral area, Samuel Danso, was allegedly assaulted by macho men at the registration center. Joy News is learning that about 7 p.m. last night, a joint police and military team stormed Iron City Township to control the situation. Here's the assemblyman narrating what happened.
I was outside there educating the people when all of a sudden about 3 cars with motors came to park with macho men. Before I could say Jack, the boys that were coming with him pounced on me, started beating me up. I have a swollen face with a swollen eye and severe headache.
Well, the assemblyman for the Iron City electoral area there. The constitutional instrument which will regulate the December polls has been laid in Parliament. The new Public Elections Regulations 2020, after its maturity, will amend the existing CI 94 to regulate the upcoming elections by the EC. When the CI matures within 21 sitting days of Parliament sitting, it will also allow qualified voters to transfer their votes after the ongoing registration exercise. The Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Osei Mensah-Mbuzu, laid the document on the floor of Parliament. Speaker Professor Michael Kwe later referred the document to the Subsidiary Legislation Committee of Parliament for consideration and report.
Majority Leader, if we place to item 8 Public Elections Regulations 2020. The paper is duly laid to the Subsidiary Legislation Committee for consideration and
Also, Mensah-Mbuzu there. The majority leader also says the CI will mature and also make provision for transfer of votes.
The CI 94 relates in particular to the transfer of voting. In the original, voters cannot transfer within 12 months leading to the elections, right? That's the statute. But this year, when they are going to do the registration, after they finish, we'll be left with less than 6 months anyway. So strictly and technically, if you want to transfer, you may not be able to transfer. And yet, for the students in particular, we may have to make provision for them. So it will mean an amendment to the CI 94.
Majority Leader Osei Mensah-Mbuzu. And finally, before we go, Minister for Works and Housing Samuel Atachia is alleging some underhand dealings in the failed Conti project aimed at ending the annual flooding in Accra. Answering questions about the status of the project on the floor of Parliament, the minister alleged the project was overpriced by the erstwhile NDC administration.
The Office of the President, in a letter dated 17th June 2015, requested the Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, a copy of which was forwarded to the Minister of Finance, to pay an amount of $1 million per contractor, the CS Conti International LLC. Money spent on Conti International LLC without securing loans. It is significant to know that Conti International LLC became the beneficiary of extra funds not approved by Parliament in the sum of United States dollars $9,300,000 581-210.02.
Minister for Works and Housing, Samuel Atachia.